Hey y'all, it's Tim Miller from the Bulwark. Two MAGA troll queens are going at each other in the Iran-Iraq war of MAGA, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Laura Loomer. This all came out of a series of controversies that Loomer has been at the center of ever since it was seen that she was on the plane with Donald Trump heading to the debate, and then with him as they went to a 9/11 remembrance. This little racist travel buddy for Trump has become a problem that is now spiraling out of control. So let me back up and kind of explain the characters here to those of you who are not, deep in the MAGA cinematic universe. Laura Loomer is a longtime right-wing provocateur. She is an unapologetic Islamophobe. One time she said that there should be a white Judeo-Christian ethno-state, which is pretty much the definition of white nationalism. Her bread and butter is talking about how school shootings are false flag for guns, and how school shootings are faked. And she always, when in doubt, tries to tie Muslims into her conspiracy mongering. And of particular note was one of her conspiracies. Anybody that's a conspiracy monger always gets to 9/11 as an inside job, and Laura Loomer is no different. So she advanced that theory as well. This was relevant since she traveled with Trump to the 9/11 remembrance. So, Trump's just palling around with inside job conspiracy theorists on the anniversary of 9/11. Laura has also been centered, a central part of pushing the the Haitian immigrant pet eating conspiracy that Donald Trump elevated and platformed and shared at the debate.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
So given that she was on the plane with them, you do wonder how much Laura's influence led to Donald doing the racist Haitians eat dogs bit on the debate stage, causing, both offense and mocking laughter. And so the initial question here, and the thing that I was focused on, is this is a bad sign for Trump 2.0 that somebody like this would be on the inner circle, would be like walking off of the airplane with Trump on a day as important as the debate day. He also, as I've mentioned on this channel before, has shouted her out from the stage and the crowd.
This woman is amazing. Laura Loomer.
So clearly this is somebody that Trump is speaking to and engaging with. It's not just, sometimes politicians just sort of have people in their entourages. That's not the situation. She is deeply embedded in Trump world, and has more access to him probably than some people on his own staff. And I think that if you're thinking about what a Trump 2.0 looks like, having Laura Loomer involved is a pretty alarming element. So this is kind of the backdrop here. She's wrapped up in pushing the Haitian immigrant eat dog nonsense. She is with Trump on 9/11, even though she's a 9/11 inside job conspiracist. She has a long history of Q and other nonsense. But this sideshow became even more central and got more attention when, after the debate, Laura Loomer tweeted this: "If Kamala Harris wins, the White House will smell like curry, and White House speeches will be facilitated via call center, and American people will only be able to convey their feedback through a customer satisfaction survey at the end of the call that nobody will understand." That's just straight racism, obviously. The White House smelling like curry might be kind of nice, by the way. And it's not surprising kind of racism coming from somebody that, again, was pushing the Haitian immigrant racism. In addition to the eat dog, by the way, she was going a step further to saying that Haitians are cannibals and that Haitians are eating people in this country. So, this is the most base, low IQ type of racism out there. This is not a dog whistle. This is not clever. This is not comedy. This is not subtle. This is not the Black Hands ad. This is just straight up, I'm a dumbass, Indians smell like curry, ha ha ha, racism. The racism was so blatant and inappropriate that even Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke out against it. MTG wrote a tweet saying this is appalling and extremely racist. It does not represent who we are as Republicans or MAGA. So let's stop there. It does represent who you are as Republicans or MAGA because Laura Loomer was traveling with Donald Trump and he chooses to travel with her. And this is not a one-off. This is exactly who she always is and has been. And Donald Trump's decided she should be a key advisor to him, apparently. So this is who MAGA is. But anyway, and then she goes on to say this does not represent President Trump, which it does. So the text of MTG's pushback is false, as usual. But it's interesting that she felt like she needed to try to distance herself from this. That like the Laura Loomer situation is so bad and so toxic for the Trump brand that MTG is like, no, I need to call this one out. Like this is the moment for me to step in. Laura Loomer was unhappy about that. So now we have, well, you know, if you're being inappropriate, you'd call it a cat fight. But since the cats are being eaten, I guess that's not really relevant here. But you have Laura Loomer pushing back. You have to admit, you got to love the level of petty on this. She says to MTG, you used to text me telling me, please dig up information about who McCarthy is sleeping with. I mean, she just goes straight to the jugular and then talks about why she doesn't like MTG, how she tried to sell out Trump in various times, and how she has no conviction or loyalty. So Loomer versus MTG fight night is happening on the internet. And like, as fun as that is to point and laugh at, I think it shows like just how isolated and extreme Trump has got. I think that's the main takeaway here. This is not a situation where it's like the normal Republicans, the old school ones around him that, you know, John Kelly and Reince Priebus as chief of staff are like, Mr. President, you have to keep some of these kooks out of the Oval Office. No, this is a situation where it's like the kooks are saying that the other kooks are too kooky. Like the racists are saying the other racists are too racist. Like he is so deep inside the navel of the most extreme elements of the MAGA movement that they are now going after each other. And, you know, I think that is very reflective of the mindset and the worldview of Donald Trump and what he would bring to a second term in the White House. And this is why, you know, as silly as some of this stuff is, it's like kind of who cares about a troll, you know, fight between, you know, two far right-wing nut jobs. But it's kind of like it does matter because it's important for voters, for people that don't engage in this stuff, that aren't really following what's happening, that don't understand why Trump started talking about dog eating, to realize that these are going to be the kind of people running the government next time. The just flat out racist White House smells like curry dregs of society. And that is a message that still needs to seep through to people, because I think that there are a lot of people that still have a very 2017 mindset on this, and things have gotten much, much uglier around Trump than they were back then, and they were pretty ugly back then. So subscribe to the feed. We will always keep you posted on all the dramas in MAGA world, and make sure we understand what the major takeaways are, things that you can share with your friends. So let them know about the Bulwark YouTube. Subscribe to the feed. Come on back. We'll be talking to you soon. Peace.